alla leikkivän leikkejä. Ja siihen paikallesi ikkunan jää, siihen ikkunan jää.
The Finnish Red Cross Hospital, which was the only center for neurosurgery in Finland until 1967, was founded in 1932 by Marshall Mannerheim and his sister Sophie Mannerheim as a trauma hospital. In 1935, Professor of Surgery Simo A. Brodfeld sent his colleague Arno Snellman to visit Professor Oliver Krona in Stockholm. Arno Snellman, who is considered the founder of neurosurgery in Finland, performed the first neurosurgical operation in September 18, 1935. World War II had a significant effect in the development of neurosurgery in Finland. Neurosurgery remained centralized in Helsinki until 1967, when the Department of Neurosurgery in Turku was founded, later followed by neurosurgical departments in Kuopio and Oulu, and Tampere lately in 1983. The first one to use an operating microscope in Finland was Tapio Torma in Turku in the beginning of 1970s. But the younger generation already started with microsurgical laboratory training. Among them, Juha Hernesniemi, who operated his first aneurysm in 1976. He has operated all of his nearly 4,000 aneurysms under the microscope. In 1982, Hernesniemi visited Järsaagil in Zurich, and after this visit, he came back to Finland as the first to use a counterbalance microscope with a mouth switch. He was born in 1947 in a very small village of Niominen, a part of Kanus in Ostrobothnia, western part of Middle Finland. His father, Oiva Hernesniemi, spent 5 years of his youth as a soldier in the Second World War, when Finland was attacked by the former Soviet Union. Later, he became a teacher, and his family settled down in Rovesi, a small beautiful country village near 2,000 kilometers north of Helsinki, where he went to school. He decided to become a medical doctor due to the influence of Dr. Einar Philip Palmen, a general practitioner who treated alone all of the 10,000 people living in his area for 50 years. He became friends through hobbies like collecting stamps, coins, and butterflies. Later, as a schoolboy, he went to work in a factory in a small German city called Lünen, and he noted that he had very quick and skillful hands. In Zurich, he became a real European, even an international person. During his studies, he worked for more than 2 years at the Brain Research Institute, led by the hard-working professor Konrad Ackert, focusing on experimental neuroanatomy. Not only did he could see the high level of basic research, but even more importantly, he learned how to use an operating microscope. He also learned some broken English in this very international team besides Professor Etsuro Kanawa. He realized that basic research was not for him, and so, after attending the lectures of Professor Hugo Krayenbuhl and Professor Emi Gai Järsaagil, he decided to become a neurosurgeon. After having spent 7 years in a foreign country, he became very much homesick, so that he had to forget his plans about joining Professor Järsaagil and moved back to Helsinki instead. The one thing that he adopted from cardiac surgery, his second interest, was a one-hand knot that he learned from the great cardiac surgeon Professor Eik Senigin in Zurich. He still uses this knot when he is operating under the microscope. He started his neurosurgical training in Helsinki in 1973 under Professor Henry Troop. As many neurosurgeons in the world, he had been studying of his for more than 2/3 of his life, even if he was living very far away for most of the time, but at the same time living very close, as he was learning from him and his work. He was trained in neurosurgery in Helsinki during the period between 1973 and 1979, and he made his PhD in 1979 on head injuries. He was not a visiting professor, but a research and teaching fellow in Miami in 1992 and 93, studying the vertebrovascular aneurysms and posterior fossa AVM series of Drs. Drake and Perles. Professor at the moment developed another aspect of his life, not only in hard working, but during his time he enjoyed very wonderful memories besides his family. Probably no one anticipated the pace and extent of changes that were about to take place when the new chairman was elected in 1997. Juha Hernesniemi, a pupil of the department from the 70s and having spent almost 2 decades elsewhere, mainly in Kuopio University Hospital, returned with intense will and dedication to shape the department according to his vision and dream. In only 3 years, the annual number of operations increased from 1,600 to 3,200. The budget doubled from 10 to 20 million euros. Where did this increase of patients came from? Were the treatment indications appropriate? Could the treatment results be appropriate? What was the anatomy in this unprecedented change? Surely, one person alone, no matter how good and fast, cannot operate an additional 600 patients a year.
Joskus kun mä lähden, voitte värsyyn kirjoittaa.